I usually show you guys how to edit portraits that we're taking during the day, because that's usually the time where I go to do street photography, right? It's during the day. But I did go out during the night a few months ago to do some street photography, and I thought I'd show you guys how to edit some nighttime portraits, you know, just out in the city. And if you're new around here, this is a series where for a whole week, every single day, I am editing a different portrait in Lightroom and showing you guys how my Moody preset works. And yes, in case you're new here, I do have a Moody preset that you can have right now using the first link in the description below. If you do get this preset, you'll see it is amazing, and it really goes a long way in supporting me and my channel so I can keep doing these videos for you guys and showing you how to edit portraits in Lightroom. So far, I've shown this preset used on different types of portraits, different types of street photography. But since I haven't done any nighttime street photography tutorials yet, and this is the 7th day in this whole, portrait editing series, I thought I'd make something different today and edit a nighttime portrait. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is Samuel from Newman Photographs, and on this channel, I create photography content. So if that is something that you're into, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Guys, we're really close. We keep getting closer and closer every single day. So if you're getting some value out of this channel and you want to support me, one more subscriber is one subscriber closer to my goal. So please subscribe, check out the preset. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so here we are in Lightroom, and this is the portrait that I'm going to be working on today. Now, this portrait was shot at night. The sun was already down. I was just walking down in the street and I saw this wonderful lady just walking by, and I stopped her and asked if I could take a portrait of her. And yes, this is the portrait that came out of it. Now, before I use the preset, I'm just gonna reframe it a little bit like I like to do. I like to have the third line right here be right on the eyes. So I'm gonna frame it like this. I'm just gonna close this off a bit like that. Perfect. This looks pretty good. Okay, so now we're gonna add the Moody preset right here, and boom. Now, this is actually my first time using this preset on a nighttime portrait, so I'm really happy with how it's coming out. Let's do a before and after, and as you can see, it really is transforming this image to something really cinematic, really moody, really artsy. You know what I'm saying? Like instantly, we can already see that the subject is popping a bit more. The background is a little darker, her eyes are nice and sharp, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna tweak the settings a bit to bring out the subject even more. And I always say this in all of my tutorials: whenever you use a preset, don't just slap it on your photo and call it a day, right? Do some adjustment, make sure that the preset works well on your photo. So right now, the Moody preset did most of the work for us. All we're gonna do here is some tweaks. I think I'm gonna raise the shadows a bit to bring back some details. Perfect. This right here is a bit overexposed, but that's all right. We'll take care of that in a minute. I'm gonna bring down the whites and I'm gonna bring down the highlights. This. All right, now I'm not gonna tweak the white balance like I usually do, because on this shoot, my white balance was actually correct. So I don't think I need to touch it on this portrait. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use the masks to bring this photo, to the next level. And I'm sure you already know how I do this, but if you're new around here and you don't know, what I do is I select the background, I darken it, and then I desaturate it a bit just to make the subject pop. For example, if I show you right here, watch this. I'm gonna darken it, desaturate it, and as you can see, it's already making the subject pop a lot more. Now, this right here might become an issue, as you can see, but I can fix this by going back to the highlights and then bringing it up a bit until that disappears. Perfect. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a radial gradient on her face, and I'm gonna do this to brighten her face up a bit more. Just like that. Even gonna raise some of the whites, the shadows a little bit. Perfect. This was good. Then I'm gonna duplicate and invert the mask, and I'm gonna do the exact opposite. This time I'm gonna, lower the exposure. I'm even going to lower the blacks a little bit as well. Perfect. All right, before the masks and after the mask, as you can see, we're making her face pop a lot more from the background. So right now what we're gonna do is I'm going to select her skin. I'm going to smoothen out her skin a little bit, and then I'm going to sharpen her eyes. Again, guys, this is routine. If this is not your first tutorial, then you've seen me do this dozens of times. So I'm gonna select the eye sclera, the iris, the body skin, and the facial skin. Create new masks. Now, as you know, it creates one group with all those masks, but I want the iris and the eye to be on their own group. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag them up here. I'm gonna do that for the eye sclera. Perfect. Now they're on 2 separate groups. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna select the skin and I'm gonna zoom in here so you can see better what I'm doing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down to the texture and I'm going to lower it. You can see what it does to the skin. As you can see, it makes your skin a lot more smooth. But what I like with this texture is that it's not really overdoing it. Like, it doesn't come across as a filter or unnatural. If I do a quick before and after, you can see, you know, it's just smoothing out your skin a little bit. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to the eyes. Perfect. And for the eyes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the shadows. Perfect. I'm going to raise the whites. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down to the texture. I'm gonna raise it almost all the way up so we get those nice sharp eyes. Perfect. Let's do before and after. This is how you get really, really sharp eyes. Well, the best way to get sharp eyes is to have the focus on the eyes on the day of the shoot. But in Lightroom, you can always make it even more sharp this way. Now, this amount here, you can use the amount slider to control the intensity of the effect. For example, if it's too harsh, you can lower it like this. Or if you want it to be more intense, you can raise it like that. Obviously, I'm not gonna have it all the way up because that's a little too much. Just like that should do. Now, if we go before the masks and after the mask, you can really see we've transformed this image. You know, it looked like that. Now with the masks, we made her face stand out from the background. Her eyes are really popping. They're really sharp. It's really great. And so now after the masks, the photo is basically done. Of course, as always, what you can do is go down to the settings and do some tweakings. I think I might do some change in the calibration. I might slide it down to the green a little bit more for skin tone. Yeah, something like this. But yeah, you know, there's not much else to change because the Moody preset did most of the work for us. So as usual, let's do a final before and after to really see what transformation our photo has gone through. Okay, so here we are with the final before and after. First things first, the photo is a lot sharper, especially around the eyes, right? Her skin looks nice and smooth, very natural. The background is a lot darker. On this photo here, you can really see the color of her eyes. You can see that she has brown eyes. They're really sharp, they're really vibrant, and it doesn't look too unnatural. It doesn't even look fake. Now, we do have this bright spot here, but I don't know, I feel like it's not that distracting, especially because we can see it's giving us a light source for where, you know, the light on her face is coming from. It's coming from, you know, this bright light over here, and it's adding some contrast between her and the background. For example, there's the background behind her, there's the light, and then there she is. I don't know, to me, it's kind of adding depth to the image and to the background. So we took our photo from this to that. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys this photo for free if you wanna follow along. So it'll be the second link in the description below. You can go ahead and download it and use it with the preset. Now, you will still need the preset, but you can get that easily with the first link in the description below. Again, if you like my videos, you like my editing style, and you want to try it out for yourself, getting my preset goes a long way in supporting me, and I really, really appreciate every one of you that has already purchased it and has already given me a lot of positive feedback about it. And I also want to say, when you do end up using the preset and posting your photos on Instagram, make sure to tag me in it so that I can see what amazing photos you guys are taking and using with my preset. So this whole week I've been showing you how to use this preset on your computer, but it is also available on mobile. So if you're one of those people that likes to edit your photos on your smartphone, then I have an entire video where I talk just about that, which you can watch right here. You can also click here to subscribe to my channel, but that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay creative, keep creating. God bless you. Don't forget to check out the preset, and I'll see you in the next one.